Okay, you guys, we're now going to take a look at exercise 9-9 on page 495. And here they're calculating some overhead rates using activity-based costing. And what activity-based costing really does is it tries to allocate overhead based on what's driving that overhead cost. For instance, if the majority of your overhead cost was depreciation on equipment, then you might want to allocate that overhead based on the number of machine hours that the equipment was used during a period of time. So we're going to try to pick the best, or they actually give you the one here, just want you to calculate the rate. Let's read through it. The partners of Devine and O'Clock CPAs decide to implement an activity-based costing system for their firm. They identify the following three cost pools and budgeted amounts for each for the coming year. Okay, so first we have fringe benefits. Okay, the budgeted cost for fringe benefits was $300,000. Okay, our budgeted cost driver for fringe benefits is determined that the best cost driver for fringe benefits is professional labor dollars. So they're saying that's what drives the cost. The more they spend in professional labor dollars, the more they end up spending on fringe benefits. Professional labor dollars were $1 million. Okay, so now we're going to just divide it out, and 300,000 is 30% of 1 million. If you need to do that calculation, you can, but just divide 300,000 by 1 million. So we're going to say it's 30% of professional labor dollars. So what does that tell us? Well, for every $1 we spend on professional labor, we're going to spend 30 cents on fringe benefits. It's just a way of allocating these fringe benefits based on what drives the cost. So if a certain job had $100,000 of professional labor cost, then we would expect it to have $30,000 of fringe benefits, right? 30%. Okay. Our next one is secretarial support. For secretarial support, the budgeted cost, or budgeted cost for the coming year was $175,000. The cost driver was partner labor hours. Okay. So they're budgeting what, 3,500 partner labor hours. So again, you'll divide the number in column B by the number in column C. We'll divide $175,000 by 3,500 hours. And what we're going to get is $50 per partner labor hour. So to think partner just has one R on the end. There we go. And again, we got that $50 per partner hour by dividing 175,000 by the 3,500 hours. Okay, and then we've got audit support. $450,000. Okay, they determine what's driving the cost for audit support. Well, again, this time professional labor hours instead of dollars. Okay. There we're dealing with 15,000 hours. So we'll divide $450,000 by 15,000 hours. So that gives us $30 per professional labor hour. Okay, so we just calculated those overhead rates. Using the base is what I call it, the base number, your budgeted cost driver. You want to pick the cost driver you think that's actually connected to the cost itself. So what they're saying here, what drives fringe benefit cost? Well, money spent, dollars spent on professional labor. What drives secretarial support? Well, hours spent by the partners in the firm. Maybe the partners are assigned one secretary each, or departmental assistant, or whatever. And the more hours they work, the more secretarial support they need. So the partner labor hours are driving this cost. And then what's driving the audit support cost? Well, how many professional labor hours are we logging in? And they think those are the best connectors, if that makes sense. Again, I keep going back to the example, but let's say we're using a lawnmower in the landscape business. Well, probably our overhead associated with that lawnmower, there would be some maintenance and there would be some depreciation. But to me, a good way to calculate that would be based on usage. Maybe if the lawnmower gave, or tractor or whatever, gave the number of hours it was used that year. The more hours it's used, eventually the more maintenance it's going to need, and the more it's probably going to depreciate as well. So I think after working this one with me, you shouldn't have any problem with, or any trouble with your homework problem. It's exercise 9-6, and you'll find it on page 494. Thanks.